It is not the case that the company that is responsible for the creation of the 2026 Dodge Viper is currently engaged in the production of the vehicle at this point in time, since the company is not currently producing the automobile. Certain automobiles were manufactured up until the year 2017, which was the year that marked the end of the manufacturing cycle for the automobile in question. This particular automobile was produced until the year 2017. In the years leading up to 2017, this automobile was manufactured. The year 2017 marked the completion of this operation, which was followed by the completion of the production process as well as the procedure itself. On the other hand, when it came to Dodge sports cars, there were some people who believed that they were among the most incredible things that could be acquired. They believed that they were among the best things that could be purchased. The generation that was initially introduced was the very first generation, which began its operations in the year 1991 and continued to be maintained until the year 2010. This generation was the one that was initially introduced. This phenomenon was observed for the very first time in the year 1991, and it continued to be observed right up until the year 2010. It is generally agreed upon that the Dodge Viper is among the most powerful sports cars that the motor industry in the United States has ever produced. This is something that the vast majority of people find to be true. First and foremost, this may be attributed to the fact that it was capable of producing a maximum of 645 horsepower and 600 pound-feet of torque. This was the greatest power that it was able to generate. Taking into consideration the fact that it was powered by a V10 engine that had a capacity of 8.4 liters, this was a possibility that might be taken into consideration. Furthermore, it had a highly buoyant feel about it, which was an additional insult to the severity of the event that was occurring. This was an indication that the problem was getting even more severe. The information that was provided indicates that the pace at which it reached 60 miles per hour was completed in a period of time that was shorter than 3.5 seconds on average. Dodge reached the decision that it will no longer be producing the Viper shortly after the end of the 2017 model year. This decision was made by Dodge. This conclusion was arrived at in the immediate aftermath of the event, which occurred immediately after the conclusion of the 2017 model year. Regarding the question of whether or not the automobile would be brought back into production, the company has not provided any information regarding the matter related to the query. This is because the business has not provided any information regarding the matter. On the other hand, when it does make a comeback, you can anticipate seeing a reinvented exterior, interior, and powertrain in addition to upgraded features and specifications. This is something you can look forward to. Something like this is something that you can anticipate. The occurrence of anything similar is something that you are able to foresee. It is possible for you to anticipate the occurrence of something that is comparable to what has happened. It is currently unknown what information is known about the new Dodge Viper. There is no information available about it. This pertains to the cost of the automobile as well as the varieties of trim levels that will be offered for purchase from the manufacturer. At the time that this article was published, the 2026 Chevrolet Corvette, which is the primary competitor of this vehicle, has a starting price that is comparable to that of this vehicle, which is approximately $69,995. There is a significant rivalry between this vehicle and this vehicle itself. This automobile is currently available for purchase from the manufacturer in the configuration that is regarded as being the most necessary on the market. In the event that there is a possibility that the Dodge Viper will make a comeback, it is quite expected that the initial price of the vehicle will be within the same range as the pricing of its competitors. At the least, this is something that ought to be taken into consideration in the event that everything else is taken into account. Taking into account everything that has been said and done, there is a chance that it will take place. In the event that the Dodge Viper makes a reappearance in the year 2026, there is a possibility that the base model might be priced anywhere between $70,000 and $80,000. This is dependent on the actual market conditions. There is a chance that this will occur. Taking into account the aforementioned factor is one of the possibilities that ought to be taken into account. When everything is taken into consideration, there is a possibility that this will end up occurring. Referring.